Ooh, let's do this, you guys. What an amazing story, huh? Huh? A wokester calling someone a Nazi when it's totally unwarranted, and then finally said Nazi uh makes him pay for his words. I love me some Jake Shields, man. I love Jake Shields. I'm going to tell you a couple of reasons why in a second. But before I get into all of that, since this is the very beginning of the live stream, I'm going to have everybody, I'm going to let everybody come on first. I just want to say this really quick. So the Swagit app that I'm promoting now, the link is in the description. So in addition to having the opportunity to win 2 free UFC tickets, UFC 285, if you click on the link, create a profile, and then go comment on any of my videos, I figured out exactly what I'm going to use Swagit for, because they told me they're not going to moderate it. They're like, there's no one's going to be looking at your content. It's just for your viewers. No one's going to moderate it. I'm going to be talking about P-Gate. That's what I'm going to be doing. So the Balenciaga stuff, there's this huge world beyond just Balenciaga that you're not allowed to ever talk about. Well, that's where I'm going to be talking about it on Swagit. I did my first video about it yesterday, and that is where I'm going to post those videos. And so, yeah, that is a real reason you would want to be on that application following me. My handle is Real Jesse on Fire. So that's how you find me. You click it, you click the link in the description, download it, and then go at Real Jesse on Fire. And then that's where it's at. But also, even more importantly than that, or equally importantly, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram and Twitter, change that. And I'll show you exactly why tonight, because I just started responding to said wokester who got beat up. And this is just too good, dude. This is too good. Yeah, if you guys don't mind liking this video too, that would be amazing. But yeah, dude. So Jake Shields, near and dear to my heart for more than one reason. And first off, being that he's a Cesar Gracie guy. And my jits career and Giselle's jits career began at Cesar Gracie's gym. So any of those guys are near and dear. But then more recently, I did the video about Balenciaga, and I titled it "Jake Shields Breaks the Balenciaga Case Wide Open." And it's the biggest video I've ever done. Literally, it's the biggest long form video I've ever done. It got like 330,000 views or something like that. So yeah. So Jake was already aces with me, dude. I watch a lot of his jiu-jitsu. I watch a lot of his jiu-jitsu instructionals. He's really good with like details, like things even like simple stuff that you probably think you already know how to do. He's phenomenal with like a little detail, and then you go try it and you're like, whoa, dude, that was great. So anyway, but you guys may remember Mike Jackson, who Joe, thank you so much, man. I appreciate that very much. Joe's a member of the IRL group. If you guys want to go check that out too. Another link in the description. But we chat in there, especially around the events. I'll probably be in there tomorrow night. But yeah, thank you very much, Joe. So anyway, so you guys may remember Mike Jackson because he's the guy who fought CM Punk the second time. So CM Punk, the first time he fought against Mickey Gall, which was a ridiculous matchup, and Mickey Gall, just steamrolled him. And then so the second time when he came back, it was like, all right, well, so let's give him someone that maybe he has a chance of beating. And they gave him Mike Jackson, right? And then later on, Mike Jackson, let me actually look up his record real quick. He came back because I think he was on Contender, if I'm not mistaken. And let me see this. So, wait, what the fuck? Mike Jackson, Mickey Gall, Phil Brooks. Why is the CM Punk fight not on there? Am I getting that wrong? Didn't he fight CM Punk? Am I tripping? Hang on, check this out. See? Pete Rodriguez. This was like the most merciless knockout ever. I put a picture of that on the thumbnail. And then his one win in the UFC was a disqualification. Mickey Gall. But dude, where's the Oh, duh. Phil Brooks. Jesus, I'm an idiot. CM Punk is Phil Brooks. Okay, cool. And that ended up being a no contest for one reason or another. But yeah, so that's who this guy is. Okay. So if you pull out the CM Punk fight and you just disregard this one that was a disqualification win, he's 0-2 as a professional. And it looks like he is 0-1 as an amateur. Now, let me just say something really quick. Okay. As much as this guy's his fight history is not super impressive as a professional fighter. I've never gotten in there. So like if he were to say like, are you fucking serious? Like I fought in the UFC, that would be a completely legitimate response. But nonetheless, in this case, we're just being honest about his career, which is, not impressive. Right. And, I never liked the word tomato can. Like I always thought that was like kind of like a kind of pointless term. It's like, oh, you're fighting tomato cans. That's exactly what that is right there. That is a tomato can. Okay. So, but apparently he is a woke AF, a woke AF tomato can. Okay. So, wait, what? Am I going to show a video of sparring or the fight? You mean of the one that happened between them? So basically, Jake Shields rolled up on him in the gym. I actually think I can show this, dude. I'm pretty sure that I can show this. Hang on. Actually, you know what? I got to do something really quick to this stream. And because the concern is that, like if you show if you show fights like outside of the octagon, they'll demonetize you. But this is in the gym. The fight happened in the gym, at the octagon. They're basically training as far as I know, this was just them training mixed martial arts, right? And the reason that they decided to train martial arts at that time is because Mike Jackson told Jake Shields that he was a Nazi. And here, let me pull this up. Oh, hang on. Let me see if this is a different angle before I show it. Okay, it's the same. It's the same. All right, I'm gonna show it to you guys. You guys, if you guys don't mind, I don't know. As long as you guys do a few super chats throughout this thing, because this is gonna get demonetized, then we'll just call it even. All right. So here we go.
Jake Shields and Mike Jackson have been going back and forth for some time online, and Shields said that when he met him in person, he was going to deal with him, and he actually did follow through with that at the PI in Vegas when they happened to encounter each other.
Looks like he's working at Kimura too. At least he was, and then
Shields is asking Dana White to have him fight Jackson in the UFC.
Yeah, boy. So what's amazing about that is just that, like, the reason that happened is because that guy called him a Nazi. Now check this out. Okay. So he called Jake Shields a Nazi. And And Jake Shields found him and was like, "Oh, what do you guys say now, bud?" Now look at this. Look at this Twitter though. This is insane, dude. This is insane. Levi, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. And yes, he is super whack. Okay, so look at aside from just like aside from just going through what happened today, let's just like take a look at this guy's Twitter in general, just to get like an idea of this dude, right? Because I honestly, like, I looked at a handful of things and I was just like, oh my God. Okay, so learning something new. The female placenta is predominantly made by the father's genes. Okay, who cares about that? Oh, let me show you guys this, though. Hold up. Okay, look at this. You see this right here? Let me actually make this bigger. Or, does that do it? I don't know. Whatever. So you see this right here? This one? Let me actually. Okay, this is too good, dude. So this is Mike Jackson, okay? And this is his tweet. Because he's like, everybody has been hammering him about this Jake Shields thing because he called Jake Shields a Nazi, which he's obviously not. And so everybody who's like us are all going on and hammering him for it. And check this out. So this is his tweet back to this guy. LOL, these white nationalists running around Twitter paying for blue checks is fucking hilarious and pathetic. Look who it is, dude. It's Mitch Aguilar, dude. It's fucking Mitch Aguilar. He said this guy, these white nationalists paying for check marks. Do you guys know who Mitch Aguilar is? He's a fucking Navy SEAL, professional fighter, CEO of a supplement company that I know because his best friend is my business partner. He makes something like $90,000 or $100,000 a month on his supplement business. He's a black belt. He's a complete and total savage. The reason he has so few followers is because he's gotten banned. Like he kept getting banned on Instagram. Twitter, he got banned a long time ago. Then when Elon took over, he made a new profile. So it's like, it's hilarious, dude. Fucking Mitch Aguilar. Oh, look at these pathetic fucking losers paying for check marks. Fucking Mitch Aguilar, dude. Such an ignorant moron, dude. Idiot. Oh, a pathetic Navy SEAL, professional MMA fighter who, if I'm not mistaken, is undefeated. Let me double check this. I'm pretty sure he's undefeated, dude. Oh, he's 2-1. 2-1. But he hasn't fought in he hasn't fought in 3 years, but you are very welcome, Michael Langley. Appreciate that. Okay, so just like, this is just perfect, right? His very first one where he chose, of all the people to call out pathetic white nationalists, he calls out a super, super famous Navy SEAL. It's hilarious, dude. Okay, so that he's retweeting Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez in, like the irony of this tweet from her is just like, you just can't, like, he retweeted this, dude, right? So this is a tweet. NBC News temporarily suspended tech reporter Ben Collins from NBC and MSNBC airwaves, saying his Musk criticism was not editorially appropriate. Okay. So, like, I don't know exactly what he said, but he must have hammered Elon Musk or whatever. And so AOC goes, journalism is supposed to speak truth to power, not bow to it. Now, she's right. Like, she's right. That's a really good point. You're 100% right, Alexandria. But, like, where were you during the last 3 years where all the journalists I pay attention to have been getting kicked off Twitter, kicked off Instagram, banned from their jobs, fired from everything when they spoke truth to power? And it's like, oh, now you care? Now you care because someone, did a stupid smear article about Elon Musk, which is totally irrelevant in the, like, what's happening in the world. Oh, Elon owns Twitter. He might not ban these people. He might ban these people. It's like, How about that versus the entire world being mandated to take an experimental medical procedure? Like, which seems like it's a more impactful topic that you might want journalists to be able to look into things. Fucking idiot. Anyway, so he thought that was genius. But again, I actually agree with that. So I don't, but it's just knowing the context and knowing who this guy is. It's like, okay, here we go. So Jake Shields here says, for those who don't know the Truth Jackson, he's a fighter who is a black nationalist. He's also 3/4 white and grew up playing lacrosse. He's called me a Nazi and said white people are no better than cockroaches. And then so Mike Jackson goes, aha, check out this Nazi's racist wet dog whistle. That's my favorite thing that these guys say, dude. It's like my favorite thing. It's like the dog whistle, dude. Which, if you don't know what that means, it means they're implying that people are tweeting something and they're not. They're like saying something that they're not actually saying. You know what I mean? It's like, so he says, I don't like, he's a whatever he's saying. And like, they're all, oh, that's a dog whistle. What he's actually saying is you should go out and kill a bunch of black people. You're all, what? That is not what he said at all. It's all, oh no, it's a dog whistle. Like that's what he meant. You're all, that's definitely not what he meant, dude. That is definitely not what he meant. So yeah, there's that. And then home washing your hood. What? Oh, here we go. Okay, yeah. So this guy must have said something, and then Mike Jackson responds to this dude saying, I'm guessing your daughter and wife are home washing your hood. So he's saying he's in the KKK. That's what he's saying. And then this guy said, look at this. You a loser, disgrace to Houston. He says, the face of domestic terrorism. The guy called him a loser, and he's white. So he says, oh yeah, he's a domestic terrorist. Let's see what about Curtis looks like a domestic terrorist. Licensed journeyman electrician, sports fan, music fan, movie fan, food fan, positive mind state, positive results. Oh my God, dude. So he retweeted the thing about Paul Pelosi's lover. Okay, so that's kind of funny. I guess okay, so sports, all sports. Oh wait, here we go. You mean the mainstream media that colluded to suppress the story? That mainstream media? Okay. Yeah, like that's probably pretty important information. Then the Balenciaga thing. This was a great clip right here, by the way. This was a fantastic clip. In this clip, this guy just you know what? Actually, we're going to take
Where's the
because it's amazing.
Where's the outrage? I'm going to go off for a minute here because where is the outrage? It's been a week and a half. And now we're doing this story. I get it. Thanksgiving was happening and all that. But they tried to hide behind that, right? Maybe this will make it through the news cycle. No, it's not. Okay. Adidas didn't cut ties 48 hours after Kanye did his whole thing, right? And they got lambasted for not speaking out against anti-Semitism. This is a week and a half and nobody seems to care that there's little kids involved in this. I can't speak what it's like to be a black man, right? I can't speak what it's like to be a Jewish woman, but I can speak what it's like to be a father.
So right there, he took his earpiece out because the producers were yelling in his ear to stop talking about this. And he was just like, fuck you. And he took his earpiece out.
Father of 2 young boys. And that this type of behavior, when I worked at CBS.com out of a little closet, my first show, I was like, I'm going to say this and wear a blue shirt. I got 49 emails saying, maybe wear a purple shirt and maybe don't say this here. Don't tell me this slipped through the cracks when you're getting a court case that features child pornography. It's disgusting. It's disturbing. Jeopardy's got to flip their whole production because of one person said something, but they wanted to be woke and do all that. How many other examples are there? 10, 20, 30, 40 years we're going back to cancel people? But this slips through the cracks. It's outrageous. And that people aren't outraged and skipping work with their posters and going to the courthouse or going to Balenciaga and stars aren't wiping their Instagram and social media with all their Balenciaga gear is disgusting in itself. Don't you tell me, Hollywood, how to live my life or you want me canceled or because you produce something. You're going to go around because Balenciaga pays you $1 million, $2 million, $5 million. Kim Kardashian, shame on you. You're a billionaire. You don't need this company. They need you. And for you to take a week and a half to come to a conclusion, shame on you.
Okay, she gets a pass on that, though, and I'll tell you exactly why. I guarantee you, I absolutely guarantee you that in the deal that she signed with Balenciaga, there's a non-disparagement clause, meaning that if she says anything publicly that's negative about the brand, then she can get nuked. Like they can just bury her. There's probably like insane financial like impact if she went out and she was like, and just directly was like, I'm appalled by this, pedo, yada, yada, yada. Guaranteed. I guarantee contractually she couldn't do that. So she does get a pass on that from me. But anyway, so yeah, that's Curtis Lozon. And he was responding to a Nazi just did a thing. Jake Shields is such a vile thug. So he's defending Jake Shields, you a loser, disgrace to Houston. And his response is the face of domestic terrorism. Just to make sure. Dude, I'm saying she gets a pass for not going out and making a huge public statement about like being whatever, because she had a contractual relationship with Balenciaga, like, or who knows what they were paying her. But in that a non-disparagement clause, what that means is that the party is never allowed to say anything negative publicly about the company because obviously like if you're going to do a deal with Kim Kardashian, she has so much impact on it with anything that she says. For sure, she would have a non-disparagement clause in her contract, which means if she would have came out and said something super negative about Balenciaga, they could have probably cracked her for $50 million or something. You know what I mean? Now that said, I'm not saying like she doesn't get a full pass, because the reality is, had she come out and said something, there is absolutely no chance that Balenciaga would have taken the PR hit by suing her for that. Like if she came out and she was like, wow, because she did kind of say I'm shocked or whatever, but like if she would have immediately came out and been like, okay, I'm shocked and appalled by that this would have anything. I need Balenciaga to immediately, convince me that they had nothing to do with this, because it's anything even near whatever. And like she just hammered him. Dude, she could have easily written a statement to where she hammered him, and simultaneously they would have looked completely fucking insane if they sued her for it. You know what I mean? Oh, dude, they don't get a pass. Are you kidding me? Balenciaga? Have you not watched my videos on Balenciaga? Balenciaga does not get a fucking pass. Kim Kardashian gets a pass for not immediately publicly pounding them, is what I'm saying. Balenciaga is the devil, dude. You guys don't watch Jesse on Everything, my other channel? Jeez. You should. Jesse on Everything is a better channel, man. Although this is kind of like a Jesse on Everything video. All right, so this guy's a domestic terrorist. And then, it's like I kicked over a MAGA ant pile. There's a gaggle of snow roaches in my mentions, and it's fucking hilarious. Like he's again, this is the reason why Jake brought up the fact that he's 3/4 white is because he is just objectively. And I always think that like people being, reverse racism. I think that that's generally pretty stupid. Like I don't like subscribe to the idea that you can't be racist against white people, obviously, because I'm about to say that he's racist about against white people. But my thing is like, if you're going to make a policy, like some kind of policy that's like, as an example, at a college, it's like people of color are only allowed in this building, no white people allowed. I'm like, that's the most insane, idiotic thing I've ever heard. What are you talking about? Like, listen, you haven't had the lived experience of the people of color, and a lot of them feel uncomfortable around, white people. You're all, hey, dude, I feel uncomfortable around a lot of stuff. That doesn't mean I'm going to reinstitute segregation. Like, hey, you're the progressive. So anyway, that kind of stuff is ridiculous. But like, I don't even look at it as like, I mean, it is obviously racist, but it's like, it's just like weird, because it's, in all honesty, that kind of stuff is actually racist towards the people of color. Even though they're saying like white people can't come in here, if you really actually think about it the way I do, it's racist towards them, not against white people. Because anyone who actually implements a policy like that, what they always will say Is there like, oh, we need to protect them from, feeling uncomfortable around whatever. I'm like, what are they, fucking babies? You know what I mean? What are they, fucking 5 years old? Oh, geez, they feel uncomfortable around white people, so we should probably give them a place where they can just be alone without any white people. You're like, that's insulting to them, dude. Like, that should be that. Like, I would be insulted if I was in it. It's the same thing as fucking voter ID, requiring voter ID is racist. Really? Riddle me that. Well, listen, man, when you go to the inner city or, certain areas, like, black people, they don't know where the DMV is. And, a lot of them don't have the ability to get to the DMV. I'm like, what the fuck are you like, dude, them having black skin is as important as this guy being blonde and this person being brunette. There is no effect on their intelligence at all. Like, it's the most, like, that thing, the fucking ID thing is literally the most racist shit I've ever heard. It pisses me off anytime anybody says that, because I'm like, dude, like, I'm an actual not racist. Like, I have incredibly close friends that are black, and like, I forget that they're fucking black unless I'm talking to them about it, where I'm like, man, that's fucking, like, I'll see them deal with like they deal with a lot more bullshit than people would actually think. It's easy to kind of be like, oh, like, everything's the same. They really do deal with shit that is not the same a lot. But this kind of shit is in that category too. Fucking voter ID. Give me a break, dude. It's the dumbest shit ever. The best video I ever saw done on that was this dude. He goes to a bunch of liberal colleges and he's like, talk to me about, voter ID. How do you feel about that? And they're like, oh, well, it's racist. And they say all that stuff. They're like, they don't have like, they said like, they don't have Wi-Fi, like, these are like these fucking progressive college students. They think that they're enlightened or something. And they're like, they don't have like internet, and a lot of them don't have cars. They don't know where they're going and all that. Like, those are their answers. Right. And they're saying that a person who thinks that everyone, regardless of anything, should be required to show an ID, that they're racist. You're like, dude. And then so they go to Harlem and they just walk around Harlem and they're like, hey, how are you? They're like, this is a completely ridiculous question, but do you have an ID? They're like, of course I have an ID. They're like, so you have a driver's license. They're just looking at him like he's a fucking alien. They're all, yeah, of course I have a fucking driver's license, guy. And he's like, so you know where the DMV is? And all of them are like, it's on 24th and 10th. And they're like, what is this? Some kind of like candid camera thing? He's like, no, I'm just curious. And and then he goes up to this one kid who's this black student. And he's all, hey, so this is really weird. Do you have Wi-Fi? And he's like, yeah, dude, I have Wi-Fi. And it's just like the perfect illustration of this backwards, idiotic ideology that these fucking morons believe in. It's like, dude, shut up with that. Like, you're the racist. That's why you piss me off so much. I fucking hate racists, man. Like, I can't stand it. I can't fucking stand it. And I really can't stand racism that's being hidden and shaped as if they're like, the virtuous ones, when in reality, anyway. Oh, you want to resegregate society? You want to make it, blacks only here, and then you're calling other people racist? And the fact, it's like, they're so stupid. They're so fucking stupid. I can't deal with people who are that dumb. And when you have these huge groups of people who are all collectively that dumb, I just can't, which is why I love this story, because this fucking idiot is one of them, and Jake Shields beat him up for it. And then so again, it's like I kicked over a MAGA ant pile. There's a gaggle of snow roaches in my mentions, a gaggle of snow roaches. This guy's 3/4 white, dude. Like, this guy, this is not a black person who I guess he's black or whatever, but like, he's 3/4 white. He has one parent that is half black. And the only reason that is, again, I think skin color is as important as your fucking hair color. The only reason this is important to note in his case is because he's acting like this. It's like, oh, hey, it's the Nazi who says he's proud that his ancestors rape and pillage. Yeah, I'm supposed to care what this thug thinks. What? I don't even know what that means. Oh, the white fragility on this thread is fucking hilarious. You weirdos matter as much to me as Jake Shields' eye. I called a Nazi to his face. Right, and then he beat you up. But he's not a Nazi. I mean, yes, of course he's black, dude. Of course he's black. He's just also white. You know what I mean? Like, all right, I missed some super chats. Tennessee Outlaw, thank you so much, man. Jesse, you have the best subscribers on YouTube. Agreed? 100%. Princess, did I see you in here? I've been rapping out with Princess through email. There we go. Yep. This is my homegirl, you guys. Me and her have been talking in email today about the thing that I'm going to be talking about on my Swag It, dude. If you guys want to hear more about Balenciaga's, like other companies and people that are very Balenciaga-like, you can start there. And I'm going to start posting a lot of stuff there. Levi, thank you so much, my man. William, $4.99. Oh, thank you, dude. Thank you very much. He has a black power tattoo on his chest, if I'm not mistaken. That's fine. I mean, dude. I mean, that's fine. Like, that's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with that, dude. You know what I mean? You know, there's nothing wrong with that. And in all honesty, there's nothing wrong. Like, the only reason that it's notable, like, okay, let me qualify this statement. Okay. So if he was a black power guy, and like, I understand why, why this would, he's like, he has to pick which one he wants to identify as, just, society wise. And he chose that direction. That's fine. I don't have any problem with that. I don't have any problem with it, a black power tattoo at all. It's the other shit. Okay. It's the all white people are Nazis. Oh, all white people are domestic terrorists. You know what I mean? Like, all the white people are domestic terrorists. You're like, bro, you're 75% white. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's the only reason that it even becomes relevant is, you know what I mean? If he had a white power tat, would that be fine? No, of course not. But what I'm saying is, like, the white power ideology is inherently racist. Like, it's like, if it's a white power, whatever, that's like inherently, we hate all these other people. Unless I don't understand the black power, ideology as well as I think I do. I don't, at least in current state, don't think that that's the way that it is. Right. Just, you can have him. We don't want. Yeah. Yeah, dude. I gotta be honest. I don't think he wants to be on our team. Sounds like he really does not want to be on our team. But there's no way you and me are on any, like, that's what I'm saying. Me and you are not on different teams. You know what I mean? Smart people, idiots. And yeah, brainwashed divisiveness. Yeah. Well, I will say this, dude. I think that the primary reason that, well, let me actually rewind. So I watched the movie Higher Learning. Like, maybe this is probably like a year ago. Higher Learning with Omar Epps, Ice Cube, young Tyra Banks. Oh my God, I was in love with her then, dude. Good God. That was like right around when she did the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. She was such a smoke show. Anyway, but so that movie, and it, like, if you watch that movie now, I mean, everybody's seen that movie. Oh, it's got Busta Rhymes in it. That's my favorite character in that movie, Busta Rhymes. And then you got the Nazi guy, or like the what's the name? Mark. Oh my God, it's going to drive me nuts. Whatever. But the guy gets to school. He's this white dude and he doesn't fit in with anyone. And the white pride guys take him in and he ends up becoming like a skinhead and then he shoots everybody at the end. So anyway, that movie, dude, that movie's from like 30 years ago, right? It's literally like 30 years old. And it's Remy. There you go. Exactly. Dude, that movie is like they made it yesterday. Except now they do, segregated dorms or whatever. Like, I watched it and I'm like, this is insane. Like, this is insane. This is insane that this movie is this. Because it's like time for, like, we haven't progressed at all. Like, not even one bit since then. Where it's like, we're still talking about this shit. Like, still? Really? You know what I mean? Like, still, I don't know, dude. Like when what's his name? And like, here's the thing. I know I'm not in a position to say that. Like, I know, I realize that. But that's the problem is like white dude says, if we just stop talking about this, it'll go away. And they're like, oh, well, it's easy for you to say. And you're like, fuck, okay, I don't really have a response to that except that I know I'm right. Like if everybody just stops fucking talking about it, it'll stop being important. But it'll never stop being talked about because the media perpetuates it. It's just nonstop. Like the media gets so many miles out of this shit. And I, you know, obviously if you guys watch my stuff, you can guess where I think that comes from, you know, comes from here. Because, you know, if everybody got together, if everybody really got together and they decided that they were going this way, okay, there's nothing that these guys could do about it. If everybody collectively decided, yeah, we're not doing this anymore, like, or we're going to do this, there's nothing they can do. They rule because we allow them to rule. It's as simple as that, dude. And that's always the case with the people versus, like, you know, the government or the elites or whatever. Like they rule because we allow them to, you know. And the easiest way to make sure that people will be docile is, as it relates to, you know, any talk about, like, you know, fighting against them, is you keep them fighting against each other. It's like it's as old as humanity, divide and conquer. It's just that simple. And that's the easiest way to do it. You know what I mean? Like the media has literally convinced almost half the country that if a person says that they identify with conservative values, then that means they're racist. It's the most ludicrous. Like when you really think about it, it's so absurd. Like it's literally so absurd. You know, like they're like, well, so you say that you identify with conservative values. What do you mean? I'd be like, well, I think family is really important. Like I think having an intact family is really, really important. I think that, you know, I mean, I'm not like some prude or whatever, but like, I think that a certain, you know, level of conservative approach to like how you educate your kids, keep them innocent, keep them focused in the right direction. I think that's really important. I also think that, like, you know, if we're spending a bunch of money on specific things and we're not seeing solid results, like if you have like 10, 20 years of data on a program that we're paying money into, that we're, you know, using for this thing, if it's not working, we should just stop doing it. You know, it's like people think of like government projects or government spending as something that's separate from us, and conservatives don't. And I don't, where it's like, okay, like all of this stuff that the government's doing, they're paying for out of a bucket of money that we've all put money into. And if some of it is just like, it's just ludicrous. Like this is not working. This is not working. You know, like you're spending $500 million a year, you know, in some city, you're like, you're spending $500 million a year on this. And it's the worst in the country, like San Francisco and homelessness, stuff like that. Like if you saw the budget that San Francisco spends on homelessness, you're like, dude, this is not working. Like the stuff you're doing is just fundamentally not working. So we're going to cut your budget because all you're spending money on is a bunch of bureaucrats whose incentive structure is just to, you know, justify their own job, while there's absolutely no impact on homelessness. Like, and they're like, oh, well, that means you're racist. You're like, what? They're all, well, you want to cut that program means you're racist. You're like, I don't even know how to respond to that. It's so stupid. I'm saying, like, you're spending our money on a thing that's not working. So I don't think we should spend money on that anymore. We can take that money and spend it on the schools as an example. We're underfunded in the school system. So why don't we take that and, you know, pay teachers more or something? They're like, racist, man, racist. And and like you brainwash these guys into, I mean, I know that we print money, but they're borrowing it in our name. Like, you know what I mean? So then you have guys like this who just completely buy into this stuff, and then they have no other way to interpret anything except for that. Like if a person is a conservative, they're a Nazi, you know, or this guy who said whatever, he said he's a domestic terrorist. You're like, dude, what is it like to live in that brain? So whoever said this, you can't follow racist logic and not be racist. Doesn't work like that. What does that even mean, dude? Jake Shields, I was fortunate enough I wasn't fortunate enough to go to a rich white school and be able to afford tutors like you. Are you coming or a cow? So this was this was coming up for a while, I guess. You're the only coward here, Yakub. And just so ignorant. Keep being miserable, thug. What on earth? Oh, is this? I'm waiting. Oh, dude. So they actually planned this out? The white nationalist narrative you're pushing is hilarious. Okay, so he says, I do, but wait, hang on. I guess we got to go back and start this earlier, huh? Oh my God. Oh my God, this is so much better than I realized. Oh my God, he's calling everybody Nazi. Look at this, dude. Oh my God, this is insane, dude. Nuh-uh. Okay, so this guy says, nah, he definitely knows why. Elon Musk announced new rules. He and others tweeted links to the banned materials. Anyone doxing others should be banned. That includes linking to the offending material that the other or the original person posted on a different network. Pretty simple, really. And this response is, here comes a Nazi in its white tears. Again, he said, he definitely knows why. Elon Musk announced new rules. He and others tweeted links to banned materials. Anyone doxing others should be banned. That includes linking to the offending materials that the original person posted on a different network. Pretty simple, really. His response is, here comes a Nazi and white tears. Wow, dude. So this guy's just a complete moron. More than a racist, he's just a complete and total moron. This might be the dumbest motherfucker on the internet, dude. Honest to God, like he might be the dumbest dude on the fucking internet. Here we go. Okay, so tearing down monuments is bad enough, but digging up the bones of AP Hill is such an absolutely sick thing to do that I'm at a loss of words. The trouble with reawakening old ghosts is that it all seems like great fun until it suddenly isn't. I don't even know what that means. But he retweeted, Confederate General AP Hill was a traitor who killed United States soldiers. He does not get a pass for being white and Virginian, just as murderous Nazi generals do not get a pass. Bulldoze it. So they dug some guy up. Honestly, I'm not even getting into that because I don't know anything about that guy, so I don't want to say anything that would sound nuts. Duke Hubert, so that guy who said the thing and then he was like, oh, here comes a Nazi in his white tears. The guy said a totally like fucking normal, well thought out thing. LMAO, how the hell would I be a Nazi? It's amazing how people who believe like you do seem to just throw the dumbest insults at people. It's almost as if you have a handbook of dumb shit to say. I explained why he was banned. You came back with stupidity. Seriously, man? This weirdo has all its Nazi garb up, but upset it's a Nazi. If a wet dog hollers, shrugs. Wait, this guy's serious? This is Nazi stuff? Because he said Trump 2024? He said 2A supporter, MAGA, and Trump, make America great. Oh, okay, got it. So to Mike Jackson, if you support Trump, you're a Nazi. Got it. Which means he is a completely brainwashed fucking moron. Like a complete, absolute, unequivocal fucking moron. And if anybody knows Mike Jackson, you can feel free to send him this clip right here. He is undoubtedly the dumbest motherfucker on the internet. Okay? The internet is full of absolute stone morons that have literally no brains. None. He's the dumbest out of all of them. He's the stupidest fucking guy on the internet. He was, I mean, it's unbelievable. I mean, this is unreal. All right. William Wigton, thank you very much. YouTube won't let me put my comment for some reason, but having that tattoo is equivalent to having one of the opposite race on it, but loving the content lately, keeping it up. No, I mean, I don't agree with that. Thank you for the super chat. I don't agree because he is, he's black. Like, it's just, again, I don't know. See, here's the thing. I want to be able to comment on that, but I don't know his background. Like, I don't know, like, in all honesty, a person's like genetic race is like way less important than how they grew up. So in the event that what Jake Shields said is true, that this guy went to a private school playing lacrosse and now he's this, then again, which I have no reason to doubt that that's true because Jake Shields is a very solid source of information, then that makes Mike Jackson not only a fucking moron. Oh my God. Absolutely. Absolutely comment. It just, I mean, I don't know, dude. Actually, Princess, you don't need to, like, honestly, comment if you want to. But this guy, like, he's too stupid for you to even talk to. You know what I mean? Like, normally when I go on Twitter, I get mad and then I'll like respond to people. This is like so ludicrous and so fucking stupid that I honestly don't even have like because you already know what he's going to do. You know what I mean? Like, I already know what he's going to do. If I say, hey, Mike, you know, you realize that people are saying totally coherent things to you. Some of them support Trump. Some of them don't. And you're just calling everyone a Nazi. Like, do you not understand what a Nazi is? Like, you understand that, like, Trump got what, I can't remember exactly, like 72 million votes. You think there are 72 million Nazis in the United States? It's just like, it's ludicrous. It's scary how much the media can warp people's brains. Like, they actually believe that the only reason that a person would support Trump is because they're racist. It's absurd, dude. It's absurd. And again, like in my case, when Trump won in 2016, I was appalled by that, dude. Appalled. I was like, this can't be, dude. You can't, like, and not because I hated Trump as a person. It was just like, dude, he was a reality show guy. Like, he has no experience in government. You know, like, that was my main problem, was I was like, dude, being president is really fucking important. Like, that's super important. And what really bothered me about it initially was mostly how, like, I know the president doesn't really have that much to do with, like, a lot of stuff. Trump actually demonstrated how much they can do if they, you know, want to be a prick about it. So, but I was just thinking, like, I'm like, the machine is going to work with or without a president, as we know from Joe Biden, whose brain fundamentally does not work even a little bit. But I think of the president as like, he's who we choose to present ourselves to the rest of the world. You know what I mean? It's like, this is our guy. Like, this is the guy who's going to go out. He's the face man. You know, he's the face of this country. And when it was Trump, I was like, it's just his background. I'm like, dude, everyone knows he's so famous. Everyone knows his background. Like, that can't be our president. And then, you know, he came in like a bull in a china shop. I don't think he did very well at the beginning of his presidency. And then I think he did really well at the end. Like, you know, in like year 2.5 through the end, especially with all of the forces that were working against him. And he changed my mind, because then I'm like, okay, well, now he has experience. It's different now. You know what I mean? Like, now he has experience. Now he knows what he's doing. And also the left demonstrated that they are the most corrupt, like the DNC and the mainstream media and all them. It's like, dude, if you watched the movie that was 2018 through 2020 and you couldn't figure out that the bad guys were all over there, then you have no ability to objectively decipher information. It was so obvious. Like, it's just like, so like, none of this Russia stuff was true. It was all lies, all of it. Oh, and then, this Alpha Bank server story that you guys sold to us was actually Hillary Clinton's attorney made that, like, he made a server and then framed the sitting president as if they had a financial relationship with a bank in Russia. That's treason. Obviously, he framed the sitting president. How was that not treason? So yeah, I did a full throttle 180, but that's because I'm smart and I pay attention. And so people like this guy he's the exact opposite of me. The exact opposite. Like, no matter what the left poured down that mainstream media thing, he would just drink it like it was his boyfriend's fucking love potion. Yes, I would love to get another jab. I wonder where he is on that one. I have a story about that too. Great shooter. Thank you so much, dude. Straight shooter. Congratulations, dude. Robot spin that's been programmed by social media. Yeah, he is. Like, that's literally what he looks like to me. Oh, wait, hang on. Sorry, I missed this one. Hassar, thank you very much, dude. This Mike guy probably also supports 12-year-old drag story time. Classic delusional lefty. So that's interesting. That is an interesting note. And it's the same as the jab. So the reason that those two things are interesting is because they're like the wokesters that are like the like young white woke people, and the young white woke people would agree with basically every single thing that he said over here, but they also 100% would be all over the drag queen stuff, and they also would get a million jabs. Like if it was like, if Bill Gates and Fauci were like, look, the most important thing for you to be safe is you need to get a jab twice a week. They'd be like literally, and like there could be like, 200 scientists that sign a petition that are 200 like doctorate virologists that were like, this is going to kill you if you do that. And they'd be all, la, 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 I'm just getting my bi-weekly shot because they said that that's what I should do. Oh, what are you, an anti-vaxxer? Are you an anti-vaxxer? I'm like, no, I listened to the 200 people with doctorates in virology who said that would actually kill me. So I was just like, nah, I think I'm not going to do it. That's kind of how I made how'd you make your decision? They're all, MSNBC said that's what I needed to do. Oh, okay. But like, so that's them. The thing, like, I don't like generalizations, but, generally when it comes to the jab, the black community, not on board, like not all of them, obviously, but a large percentage of them are very, very suspicious of the jab due to some very ugly history in our, in American history, where experimenting, Tuskegee, all that stuff, dude. Like, wait, Tuskegee, or I can't remember, whatever that was when they gave them, oh God, what's that? Oh God, it's an STD or something, or like, it's like an STD, and they told them they were treating them, but they weren't. Anyway, whatever. So they, like, I've seen, because I could tell you a story about that in and of itself. And then also the drag queen story hour stuff. That's also something that there sometimes is not crossover at all, where they're completely aligned. Like he's probably completely for sure aligned on all the police brutality stuff. Cops are killing black people 1,000 times a day, that, white people are the enemy, and dirt, and all that. And then all, MAGA people are Nazis, but I'm maybe not so sure about the jab, and maybe not about the drag queen story hour. But yeah, I mean, dude, one of the most clear-cut stories that I can use to like demonstrate something I was talking about is about the jab with that community. I'll tell you in a second. Okay. So, Dangerous Damien, thank you very much, sir. Thank you, dude. That's very generous. Been watching your channel since Mixed Molly shout out a couple of years back. Love the dude. Thank you. That was the first thing that I did. So you've been watching me since I started. Like literally, like I'd probably done like four or five videos when Mixed Molly did the first one, and then not very many more after that. So thank you, dude. I appreciate that very much. So the other thing I was going to say is, oh wait, hang on. There's one more. Here we go. Third Eye, thank you so much, man. Great job with the show. Just posted a video about Jake Shields right before you started some streaming. Love your dedication and ambition to grow the channel. Hope to do the same. Good luck, my friend. Email me if you ever need any thoughts or advice. I'm really good at making people click on things. But good luck, man. And thank you for the super chat. So, and also this right here, smart strategy. I do this all the time. On MMA channels that I like. I only do it to MMA channels that I like, but I super chat them so that I could say what's up, be like, I really love your channel, and simultaneously, they've got an audience, that we have the same audience. You know what I mean? Smart. Good job. Anyway, so the jab thing, like, so this is one of the this ain't the Sugar Show. Come on. Not the real one. But now you have to derail. Now I'm derailed. Because now I have to see something. Yeah, no, that's not the real Sugar Show. But thank you anyway, fake Sugar Show. Anyway, so I remember when they were trying, like it was right when they were trying to do like full throttle mandates, like when they were like balls to the wall, like where they were literally mandating it for everyone, like in New York and stuff like that. And obviously, Candace Owens is one of the most stringent anti vax agenda people that's a public figure in the world. And she's done an absolutely outlandish amount of research. If you want to watch her stuff, it's on I believe it's on Parler. It's the only place she did a 12-hour series where she did 12 episodes for each like of the primary jabs that people are mandated to get in these in some cities or some states. And she only put it on Parler. Anyway, but her and Officer Tatum were obviously balls to the wall against the mandates. And at the same time, Black Lives Matter New York was extremely against the mandates, stringently against the mandates. And so the Candace and Officer Tatum brought the head of Black Lives Matter from New York onto Candace's show. And I remember sitting down to watch that and like just, with a really strong understanding of exactly what was going to happen or like what could happen here. Because if they're able to set their differences aside and they can really focus on this one issue and stay on this issue and get aligning Black Lives Matter and the Trump movement against the institutional power will be, it's over. Like it's over. If that happens in the right direction, it's over. And so I was watching it, very curious about how it was going to go. And it took literally, okay. And like this it's an enormous issue, right? Like this is not like a small thing. Like can we find alignment on it? They're trying to mandate a medical procedure, mandate it. It's never been done before. And it's like, so it's not like there's like a small amount of magnetic, kind of power between the two groups. It's very strong. It matters to everybody. And it took them like 1 minute to descend into screaming at each other about some other shit, and it was just like, wow, dude, that's how powerful this strategy is, where people are literally losing their rights in a way they've never had done before. And nonetheless, and the people can't stop fighting with each other. They can't even stop for a minute, dude. They can't even stop for a minute. And it was all about like, they were fighting about stuff that is like, has absolutely nothing at all to do with the issue at hand that everybody's actually concerned about. It was fascinating. It was like, it's like a sociology study, they were arguing. I can't remember the exact thing they were arguing about, but the Black Lives Matter guy was talking about redlining. He kept talking about redlining, which is one of the ugliest things that's ever happened in this country. But he just kept going back to that over and over and over. And Candace was like, dude, that's not what we're talking about. She's like, I get it. Like redlining was a night, like that has nothing to do with what we're talking about at all. And it's honestly, it was challenging to watch, dude. I would challenge you guys to go watch that episode. Candace and, whatever, Black Lives Matter. And it was, I don't know, it was probably like a year or year and a half ago. I don't know. But it was rough, man. But if you don't know about redlining, that's good information for you to have. Like that is good information for anyone to have if they want to have an intelligent conversation about the economic status of Black people in this country. Because if you're looking for like a jumping off point for why there's such a huge gap between the groups, redlining is fucking ground zero. People think it's because like, they're like, oh, well, slavery. And it's like, okay, yeah. But here's the thing. There are a shitload of white people that came to the United States at the same time or after slavery was over, and they were able to, build wealth for their family, generation after generation. And when you look at like the Jim Crow laws and redlining, there's your fucking answer right there. They were straight up not allowed to own shit. Like anyway, look it up. It's fucked up. It's it's actually fucking horrifying. But anyway, but thinking about that, like but that's my point, is like, okay, so that acknowledged, right? Anybody with half a brain that learns about it is going to be like, that is fucking insane. And if you want to have the reparations conversation, that's why I can't listen to these fucking people. They're all, we're going to give reparations to all black people in America. You're like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're not going to do that. B, there's no way to even do that. Any of these ideas that you guys come up with are fucking nonsense. It doesn't make any sense. Stop pretending like you're going to do it, because it just shows that you're just doing it to pretend like you're doing it. If you want to have that conversation, do it about people who got fucked out of their property. How about people who lost their fucking land, or people who tried to buy it and weren't allowed to buy it? If they can prove that, then you have that conversation. But it's like, that's because that's a financial wrong that was done. Anyway, it's neither here nor there. Would I give some of my savings to black people? Okay, so that's an easy question to answer, because it comes back to exactly what I was just talking about. So if my family owned, I don't know, let's say my family owned 4 apartment buildings, and I found out that one of them was taken from a black family through, juking the redlining, and that's how we came to own it, 100%, I would buy him out, or I would fucking give it to him. Without it, absolutely, for sure. Fucking 100%. But anyway, it's neither here nor there. So, but yeah, they couldn't agree on fucking anything, dude. Nothing. Literally nothing. Like, they could have been like, hey, this is a yellow crayon. They'd be all, fuck you, that's orange. You're like, Jesus Christ, man. Anyway, but yeah, so back to this fucking idiot. So looks like, okay, wait, where did that go? I thought it looks like this guy, like Jake was literally just saying like, come to the gym and let's fight. I don't know. Where did I lose that? I thought I had it. I will never get over this though, dude. I will never get over this. These white nationalists running around Twitter paying for blue checks. I gotta read the comments on this. This is just too good, dude. The Mitch Aguilar. See, I was like, hey, bro, Google Mitch. Got the ass beat. Wait, so these people don't even know who Mitch is? How's your chin? I've met Jay. Hello. Dude, none of these guys knew who Mitch was. No way. So I was the first one to be like, hey guys, Mitch is a super fucking famous Navy SEAL that has that many followers because he got banned. Oh my God, that's amazing. That is amazing. Dude, it looked like Jake was going for a Kimura. Like when he was, he was in side control, it looked like he was going for his arm. And I was like, dude, because listen, people forget, okay? People forget that if you're in a real fight and you tap, they're not going to let you go. You know what I mean? Like, people think jiu-jitsu, they think, oh, tap out, and they let you go. You're like, hey, dude, that's what you do in a sanctioned fight. If you made me really, really mad, like really mad, and I'm in side control and I have you, have a Kimura on you and you tap, fuck you. Depending on how much legal exposure I want to expose myself to, I have the option, I have the option of either taking mercy on you or disjoining you. You know what I mean? And honestly, that's like like Kimura is, I mean, I don't know, like chokes, obviously, if they don't let you go, you will die. But like in terms of being injured, like a fucking injury, Kimura is so ugly, dude. Is so fucking ugly. It's so ugly. If you want to watch some really horrifying shit, go on YouTube and look up like, jiu-jitsu tournament Kimura, broken, injury or whatever. It's insane, dude. It's insane. Some of them. Because I did a video about Cenk Uygur fighting against Joe Rogan because Cenk said he could beat up Joe Rogan. And so I went around looking for like shocking jiu-jitsu domination videos or whatever. And so I looked up like jiu-jitsu injury just to see. And oh my God, bro, there's one, this guy, he traps this guy in a Kimura and he torques it absolutely as hard as he can. And this guy's fucking arm breaks like a fucking tree. Like the sound, dude, is just, oh my God. I put a big, like, I put a big block over it so you couldn't see it in the video because it would have gotten 18 plus for sure. But I left it in there just so you could hear it. And it's, oh my God, it is gnarly, dude. You know what? I might even show you guys that because it's so gnarly. Let's see. Jesse on fire. Cenk Uygur. Let's see if I can find that super fast. This one is a live stream that I said, oh man, this is funny. Hang on, I'll show you guys. I am fucking hilarious, dude. I am fucking hilarious. Look at this. Look at my thumbnail. Look at this delusional dump truck. God, I am fucking amazing sometimes, dude. That is so funny. I completely forgot that I named it that. But this is not the video that I'm talking about. How do I search? Maybe Jesse on Fire, Joe Rogan, Cenk Uygur. There it is.
Walk on YouTube, right? No scholarship.
Let's see. Oh, here we go. This is like,
Let's watch it, actually. Let's just, I'm sure most of you guys have seen this before, but let's just recap Joe Rogan kicking things. Let's go. Boom.
Stiff-legged like this.
Oh, good night. Good night, Cenk.
Stiff-legged. I didn't want to do it the way I always did.
because you guys know Cenk Uygur from the Young Turks, that delusional dump truck, said that he wanted to fight Joe Rogan, having not done any research on Rogan's martial arts pedigree.
Because it puts a lot of pressure on your knees.
Oh.
It's the most powerful kick.
This is heel to the jaw. Now this one. This is the one. Dude.
So it's not a spin, it's a turn.
Oh. I'm telling you, a smaller person dies if you kick him like that.
100%.
Good night, Cenk.
I've got that kick, though.
Good night, Cenk.
As it's coming in.
Bah. All right, let's pause there. So.
Okay. Now, where is it? Here we go. Here are the Kimuras that I was talking about.
This is what Cenk would be looking at. Ready? Boom. Oh, God.
Come on, James.
Technically, that actually wasn't a Kimura now that I saw it again, but nonetheless.
All right, let's stop there. So, yeah. So, Cenk, if you got, if you were 8.
Rogan's not 5'3". He's like 5'7", and it's irrelevant. If he kicked you in the gut, you die. You would die. A quick death. Actually, I don't know about quick, but my goodness, dude. Those kicks are so ridiculous, dude.
Wait. Hold on. The kratom has given my neck girth? Dude, that's not what kratom does, my man. That is definitely not what kratom does. But thank you, dude. Thank you. I'll tell you this. It's very, very handy for jiu-jitsu because I don't care how good someone is at jiu-jitsu. This makes it really hard to choke me. Someone gets on my back, I'm just like, boop. It's hard to choke me, dude. Hard. But it's also very hard for me to do triangles and shit because my limbs are I'm a compact Mike Tyson fucker. Did I actually see someone say, why would I die if Joe Rogan kicked me? Because it depends. I don't know. How big are you? Are you over, I don't know, 250 pounds? Because if you're like 150 pounds and he kicks you, he's going to shatter every rib in your fucking body and probably just like stop your heart. And what's hilarious is after I'm 5'10", after Sank found out what Rogan's like martial arts pedigree was, he couldn't let it go, dude. He couldn't let it go. He's just like, he's all, oh man, he's all, no, man. It's like, I've been fighting my whole life. And like, he was on Valuetainment and the Valuetainment guy was like, he's all, but you have no chance, right? He's all, no, I don't think, and he's like, no. Like, it's like Sank couldn't let it go, dude. Like, he couldn't just say, okay, yeah, I would lose that fight. Let me talk about something else, like just anything except physically fighting. And you want to know what kind of person can't let that go? A person who doesn't know shit about fighting, who's never trained, who has never actually fought. Okay. Go start training every day. You'll be real fucking realistic about what your odds are against guys that are fucking world class. 6'1", 200 pounds of ripped muscle. I actually think that the lack of fat on your body would work against you. I've thought about that a lot, actually, about like how, someone who's ripped, obviously if you can tense up, if you have like ridiculous strength in your core, maybe, but I think a fat person is actually going to be better off, dude. Thank you very much, Tanto. How much trouble would I have possibly gotten in if I would have had my current jiu-jitsu level in my late teens, early 20s with no additional wisdom? Honestly, I don't think anymore, to be honest, because when I was young like that and I was fighting, there were always other people around. Like, there were always other people. Now, sometimes I would end up, fighting against one person, but there were always other people that could potentially jump in, or my friends were fighting with them or whatever. Like, because that was the conversation that I just watched Bisping and Anthony Smith have in response to Andrew Tate saying that jiu-jitsu is worthless in a street fight, which is fucking ludicrous, dude. It's the one thing that he's correct about is just that, like, if there are multiple attackers, you don't want to go to the ground, period. The misconception though is that jiu-jitsu is all done on the ground. You know what I mean? Like, against someone who doesn't know what they're doing, I'll just arm drag them and just strangle them standing up instantly. You know what I mean? Like, they'll come do whatever. I'll just arm drag them and just start choking them. And they'll be like, oh, how do I get out of this? I'm like, oh, you don't. You don't, dude. You wake up later. But like I said, the vast majority, I'm trying to think if there were any where there was no threat of someone kicking me in the head if I would have just like taken him to the ground. There's not none that I can think of, really. Now, that said, in fights, maybe I don't know. I never lost anyway. So, I never lost a fight. So I don't think it would have made a huge difference. I might have, And honestly, at the time, I was like blissfully ignorant where I thought I was the toughest fucking person on earth. You know, like when the only way I found out that I wasn't was when I started actually training, you know, like, cause like when I really started like, well, I mean, I had some, but like when I started training all the time and I started training against guys who were like actually good at the same time though, I never had any thought that I would run into a guy like that outside of the gym. Cause I just thought of them as like so rare. Shit's different now, dude. There are a lot of fucking people like, you know, there are a lot of people that train now, you know, but, yeah. I mean, like right now against so like just your average stupid asshole on the street, I would call myself fucking, oh, I don't know, 99.9% confident. And when I was fucking 22, I was 100% confident, you know, ignorant. If I would have run into anyone who was like trained, I would have probably fucking got my ass handed to me, but I don't think it would have changed anything. How does one get started into training? You just go, dude. You just go. Yeah, no, I didn't. I mean, I fucking lose fights fucking 10 times a week now. Training. But like in the street, I never lost. I was also good at picking, like, I was good at assessing situations and being like, okay, this is bad. Let's not do this. Or, okay, I like my odds against these guys, etc. Did I do a free trial before I signed up? No. So like, cause my gym is, Victor Hugo and Steve Hargitz. And so I knew they were opening their gym, but I was training at Gracie Baja until, you know, like I just signed up at Gracie Baja and then I knew I was going to switch though. And I did. I drive sometimes over an hour each way. And I train every single day. I was just talking about this with someone. People who are actually like alpha dudes don't say it. Like anybody who's ever, anytime a person has actually said the words like something like that, where they're like, you know, listen, man, as an alpha man, I get this like cringe feeling inside where I'm like, Jesus, man. I mean, if you were that, you wouldn't have to say it, dude. I'm just saying, Vin Diesel. Yeah, dude. If a guy had a knife, I wouldn't fucking fight him. We actually like that actually happened in like in towards the end of college, we had a fucking huge crew of guys come like back to our house. We had a big group in front. And I looked out and one of the guys, this dude had a fucking big ass knife. And I was like, to everybody, I was like, nope, not this group. Cause even if it's only one guy with one knife, someone's getting stabbed, dude, with like, you know, a fucking 20-on-20 fight. If a guy's got a knife out already, he's going to stick somebody with it. You know what I mean? No, if he pulls a knife, you don't fight, you know, just don't fight. No. Yeah. No, you should definitely do it. Like find the right gym. I mean, you know, I don't know. I'm very partial to six blades. Very partial to six blades. We have like, I just like, we have such a fucking awesome, it's such an awesome culture there. You know, we're like, we've got this girl at our gym that's a blue belt who like, she was talking about her previous gym and how like, I don't know, just like, I don't know, they're like kind of like sleazy dude. She's hot enough that she has to deal with like, you know, sleazy guys sometimes. And she was just talking about how like, just about like sleazy dudes at her gym. And we were just talking about, we're like, dude, that shit would never fly at Six Blades at all, dude. Never. That shit, it just would never fucking fly there at all. Like if someone came in like creeping, they would just tell them, they'd be like, I think that you should go find another gym, dude. It's just, it's business, you know? And there's no weird fucking energy. None of that at all. It's awesome. I love these fucking guys. That's my favorite thing. I mean, the main reason why, well, aside from the fact that I have high aspirations for my jiu-jitsu career, but like aside from that, like the thing that motivates me to go every week or every day is like, I love being on a fucking fight team, dude. I love it. I love it. It's just so much better than like, because when I used to do like boxing and kickboxing, you're completely on your own, dude. Like you train with people, but like you're not on like a team. With jiu-jitsu, we go to fucking tournaments together and we fight. Like, you know, oh, what Matt is fucking do, you know, yada yada on. You go watch them. And then when you're gonna fight, they come watch you. It's the best shit ever. I love it. I'm excited to see Bobby Green too, dude. No one dry humps shot chicks in your gym. Yeah. Recommend trying different gyms until you fit in. I don't know, dude. Like, what I would suggest doing is look into the pedigrees of the professors in your area. You know what I mean? Like, and also look into, if you can. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm in Austin, so there's a lot of jiu-jitsu, but like if you're in a place that has a fair amount of jiu-jitsu, look into like who competes from the gym and how they do, you know, because that's a pretty good indication of like the quality of instruction that you're going to get there. Like the gym that we were at in California, Giselle's Cesar Gracie's gym, the one in Pleasant Hill that has so many world champion kids, it's bananas. They're so, and the kids program there is so good, dude. It's so good. And it was funny because that's the only one that I had ever seen, you know, like it's the only one that I had ever seen. And so I was like, oh, great. You know, like this is great. Giselle's getting really good at jiu-jitsu. And then when we moved here and I started walking her around, it was like, holy shit. She was like legit at like one of the best kids programs ever. She just fucking ran through everyone, you know? But, yeah. What isn't claiming to live being part of a fight club the same as saying I'm a tough meathead, look at me? Jesus. Idiot. Talking about my jiu-jitsu team. So no, it's the opposite of that. Jiu-jitsu, you go in and you learn a bunch of really complicated shit, and then you go try to implement it on people doing the same thing, you know, with dire consequences if you lose. Like yesterday, dude, Gordon Ryan, you guys know Gordon Ryan got his fucking ankle broken yesterday. Like Nicky Rod fucking broke Gordon Ryan's ankle with a toe hold in the fight yesterday. SoCal's great for jiu-jitsu. I'm so confused by these. I gotta jump anyway, but like I don't know what that means. Yeah, dude. It's not picking fights in bars. It's a sport that theoretically, if someone forced your hand in public, you could disjoint them with. Dude, what's his name is what's his name died today. Just in case, because I think a lot of people don't know who he is. Orlando oops. So Orlando Sanchez, check this out. So you guys will remember this. So you guys remember this?
Why, dude? Oh, motherfucker! The fuck? Why, bro? Why? Whoa, whoa.
You guys remember that? That dude died today. He died. Wait, when? Chael's sticking up her duck. Dude, he's Chael's friend. He's Chael's friend, man. I don't know him. I don't know him at all. He might be cool. And maybe getting the whole story is taken out of context. And then the guy said that he was suicidal afterwards. You know. No one really there's no word yet. But he has a wife and 3 kids. So I would say suicide is almost certainly out. So, you got to figure either died suddenly or maybe OD. He's only 40. He's only 40, dude. Yep, I'm with you, Joe. Probably that. I mean, you can't count out suicide, but that's super rare. I know. Ellen's DJ. That shit. Gabby and I were just talking about that the other day. With 2 kids like that, the only thing that we could, I'm like, the only thing that could have happened is he must have caught his wife cheating on him, dude. He had, that's the only, for that guy, Twitch, the DJ, to have done that. The only thing that makes sense is he caught his wife cheating on him and he just snapped and was in temporary insanity. There's no other explanation for that at all. Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, look, and I realize you can make, obviously you can put on a smile for fucking Instagram and make it look like, I don't know, make it look like everything's kosher. But I don't know. Gabrielle was showing me some posts from his, 2 days before or something. And it was hang on. Yeah, dude. So he killed he killed himself maybe I don't know, 2 or 3 days ago. This is 5 days ago, dude. Whoop. He's doing that 48 hours before he just walks out of the house and eats a bullet. And the story was they called the cops because he had fled the house under some kind of whatever, and then he went to a hotel and lit himself up. So I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of is it's the, because listen, I don't know. Like, I know I've said on the channel, like, oh, dude, if someone fuck Gabrielle, I'd fucking kill him. I don't actually have any idea what I would do. If I walked in on them, I don't know. If I had a gun on me, I don't know. I'm pretty adverse to jail though. But I just mean like, okay, so let's say like a person, forget about me actually, just, like that happens, right? Like people walk in on their spouse and they fucking kill them. You know what I mean? Like they kill them. Like they kill the dude, they kill the wife. Like that happens. That's not like some in real life. That's not like gangster shit, like there's nothing gangster about that. That is a complete and total psychotic mental break. You know what I mean? Like if somebody did that and you waited a year, if something, it was super fucked up, something really, really devious. And then you waited a year and then you got the guy, that's different. I'm not suggesting that's like the right thing to do, but like that's different. I mean, like if someone on the spot just like spazzes out and kills them, it's a mental break. You know what I mean? It's like you've snapped completely. And there's no reason to think that there's no reason to think that a person would kill a wife and the lover, but wouldn't kill themselves in the same situation. You know what I mean? Like a person snaps and then like, I don't know, whatever could have happened. He finds out or he walks in on them or whatever. And he walks to a hotel. He's so crushed. He can't even he just can't. And then like in a fit of like soul crushing, devastation and simultaneously revenge on the wife. He's like, live with this bitch. But, cause what I was like, Gabby and I talked about this a lot the other day. I was like, dude, he looks like a guy who like would never in a million years even suspect, would never even in a million years suspect that his wife was doing something, Because dude, there are people who are wired for for me as an example, like Gabrielle we've been together for 16 years, and I am a paranoid fuck with everybody, right? Like, so it's like, trust you, but I'll verify, right? Dude, she has never done one thing, nothing, like not a fucking word out of place in a text, not a fucking, she said she'd be here and she was there. She sent an email and then she deleted it and then forgot. Nothing, not one fucking thing ever, not one, nothing. And even still, like, I'm just the way that I'm wired, it's like nothing could ever catch me completely off guard is what I mean. Dude, I don't think that there's any chance in a million years that Gabrielle would ever do anything, obviously. But I just mean like, I'm just like a cynical person, where there are other people who are like just blissfully, totally ignorant about humanity. You know what I mean? And it's like, I'm not talking about Orlando Sanchez. I'm talking about Twitch, the DJ, the Ellen DeGeneres DJ is what I'm talking about. Because he killed himself. He had a wife and 2 kids. Everything's fine. And then he just ran out of the house, went to a hotel and shot himself. But yeah. But there are some people where I can't even imagine what that would be like, dude. They're like, where they like know it's like that happening is impossible to them, right? Now, in my case, actually, I dated bad girls before Gabrielle. So I got cheated on tons of times. I cheated on them tons of times. I got cheated on tons of times. And so like, I've just, yeah, I mean, so it's like, I don't know, wouldn't be, but like someone who's like never been cheated on, they've been married to someone forever. They've never even considered in a million years that could happen. And then they got like just sledgehammer to the head. You know what I mean? Like, boom, like this happened. She's had this going on every night that she's told you that she was going to do blah, blah, blah for the last 18 months. She's been fucking that guy. It's like, it's the kind of thing that'll make a person eat a bullet, dude. It's like, it's the trauma is like just a complete and total psychological break. You know, it's terrible, dude. Terrible. Oh, I saw that. Thank you for the $2. David Frank, the Power Rangers guy. That was a while ago, dude. That's 4 weeks ago, brother. But yeah, like yeah, David Frank killed himself. That's different, dude. People who are stars, you know, in the entertainment industry, and then at a certain point realize it's over. Like you're never going to get another job. That's hard, dude. That's fucking hard. Anyway, all right. I got to jump. I love you guys. Peace.